Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how I painted this beautiful pink lotus flower in watercolor. And if you would like to access this tutorial in real time, you can head over to my website for more details. So to start with, on this particular flower, I'm working on smaller sections. I'm working on one petal at a time. And I add a little bit of clean water and the permanent pink rose, or permanent rose by Winsor & Newton. And what I do is I just add a small amount of that watery pink to each petal, the top of each petal, and I draw that down to the center of the flower. I do this on each petal, and I make sure I don't touch the previous petal that I'd been working on until it's dry, so that I'm not mixing up any of the petals with one another, and it just looks very segregated. So at this point, I'm just adding a little bit of the sap green to the bottom of the flower there. It must be where the flower sort of budded from. So they're like green petals or leaves. I'm not really sure, probably more petals. So now I'm gonna move on to mixing the colors for the stem. And the way I do that is mixing French ultramarine blue with burnt sienna, and then also hooker's green as well. And then you create that sort of dark olive green. Then I add in some shadows and depth into the painting. This was my favorite part because it really brightened up the piece and gave it that glowy shadow look. So that is a Winsor violet, and it just really gives it a very sort of moon glow kind of shadow. I move around the flower, adding these shadows wherever I see them in the reference photo. And it really starts to come to life when you add your shadows and all of those hue and tonal values to your paintings. Watercolor is basically, it's like transparent layers or multiple transparent layers to create that depth in your painting. And so that's what I really try to show my students in the tutorials, just how to create that depth in your paintings and make them look as realistic as possible. So I hope you've enjoyed this sped up version of my tutorial, and hopefully you've picked up a few tips and tricks that you can add to your watercolour repertoire. If you would like to become a student, I would love to see you over there and help you on your watercolour journey. That's the way I learnt, actually, from watercolour tutorials like this, and it's just a really fun, easy, convenient way of learning at home in your own time whenever you're free to do so. So hopefully I see you over there, but for now I will see you in the next one.